What's up, everybody? Trinity here, and welcome back to the Second Street Marvel for today's comic book review. And guys, today I'm doing something a little bit out of the normal here. I'm reviewing a book on IDW Comics, and it's a Star Wars book. That's right, guys. It's Star Wars Adventures, The Clone Wars Battle Tales, issue number 1. Now, I picked this book up because, well, you guys know I don't read a whole lot of Star Wars books here on the channel, but I picked this up because Michael Morisi is writing this book. If you guys haven't heard me talk about Michael Morisi in some of my other videos, he's a great writer. He does a lot of books that I really like. One of my favorites that he's doing right now is called The Plot over on Vault Comics. He also co-wrote the Maul on Vault Comics as well with Tim Doberman. And he's also writing Hexagon right now for Impact Theory Comics. And so he was writing this one. This one was supposed to come out a while back before, the pandemic hit and everything, you know. And this is a 5-issue, I believe it's 5-issue miniseries. It might be 4. But it's supposed to release week after week. So hopefully next week, the issue number 2 will come out. And then issue 3 and 4. And yeah, it'll be all good. So, like I said already, it's being written by Michael Morisi. The artists here are Derek Charm, Ariana Florian, and Mario Del Penino, and the colorists are Luis Antonio Delgado and Valentina Tadeo, and the letterer and designer is Jake M. Wood. And I'll go ahead and show you those names right there where you can check those out a little bit better. And you can see the opening crawl here, right here. Yeah, that's right. We got our opening crawl just like you get in every Star Wars movie, right? Or kind of like you get at the beginning of every comic book or a lot of comic books, to kind of get you up to speed on what's going on. So basically what's going on here is, obviously this takes place back during the Clone Wars, so you can see here on the cover we've got Anakin there along with Obi-Wan, and yeah, so you can see the clone troopers there. Cool stuff. So we're opening up on the planet of Hisseen, and this was before the Battle of Christophsis. So we see there that the clone troopers are in battle. They're there fighting, and all of a sudden, in walk, as they got some battle droids there and everything, things are getting tough, and up, just enter the Jedi. Enter the Jedi. Is that like enter the Bruce Lee, like enter the dragon? Anyway. So the Jedi get there and they save them, and basically what they're trying to do here on the planet of Hisseen is they're trying to get to this certain location to basically stop Count Dooku and Ventress from finding this basically their government. They're on the planet of Hisseen because basically if they get rid of the government there, they're people, they're politicians, they basically run the planet, and just all kinds of, all the kinds of stuff that we know, takes place in Star Wars. We all seen the movies, don't act like you didn't. So we see the Jedi end up splitting up with the clone troopers because, they're gonna go try to get there to these people that are hiding from them before Count Dooku and Ventress do. So the Jedi end up taking off, and they tell them like, hey, we're gonna meet you here. Just go do this, take care of this. We got this, and they're like, okay. So they split up, and we see the clone troopers going off, and they're talking about like, hey man, like I heard Anakin, man. I heard he's pretty crazy, man. And and this is where we see Captain Rex. Yeah, him. Sitting there talking to his guys like, no, like he's basically telling him he's a little unorthodox, but you know what? He's got your back 100%, man. He's not gonna leave anybody behind. You can count on him. He'll be back. He ain't gonna just let us die. And then he goes on and tells this story of how he knows and how he kind of met Anakin and had been working with him before on some previous jobs. And they flash back to this little scene on another planet. Where what planet was it? On Bangalore, where they're all sitting there on a mission, and they end up getting attacked by this monster right here. And so he goes on and tells a little bit about this scene, what's going on, what happened. They were attacked by this monster. Their group kind of got split up, but they're basically Anakin told them like, we're not leaving anybody behind. we're taking him with us. You know, we're not leaving anybody behind. So it's a nice little backstory, kind of, you know, about Anakin and his loyalty to like his men, the soldiers that he's leading, and things like that. Anakin talks a little bit about that here in this issue, and then this issue ends flashing back to the clone troopers as they are receiving a message from General Plo Koon. Here, they're receiving a message, and it's not a good message, and it just ends on this really great cliffhanger. Something, you know, maybe a familiar scene that we've possibly seen before. I don't know. Interesting stuff here in this book. I gotta say, the Star Wars Adventures, the Clone Wars Battle Tales. I thought this book was actually pretty interesting. I can't really say anything bad about it. I'm not really big into the whole Star Wars comic universe or anything like that. Like, I watch the movies, you know. I thought the book was pretty good. Michael Morisi, again, a writer I know. The one thing I will say is, like, the art in here, you know, you can say, we've also got a couple of different artists that work on different pages, colorists and stuff like that. So you got some of those kinds of things, but I thought the art was decently consistent in it. But there's some of the things in here I like. It's just like too like cartoony like we see like this right here with like Anakin. He's sitting there looking all like weird and funny, and there's just little examples of that here, you know, on the face where it just looks a little too cartoony. I mean, not quite what I'm into. It works though. It's not too bad. And, you know, I guess, but that seems like that's kind of some of the art that I remember seeing in, like, those cartoons in any way with, like, the Clone Wars and stuff. I would know. I don't watch them. I don't watch many TV shows, but anyway, like I said, I thought everything was pretty decent here. The coloring, the art was, you know, okay. I mean, there's some of those little things like I just showed you. Story was well written. I can't complain overall. You know, looking forward to next week when issue number 2 comes out. But let me know down in the comments below. Do you read Star Wars comic books? Do you keep up with them? Are you a big fan of Star Wars? If so, what do you think about it? And did you read the Clone Wars Battle Tales? Let me know down in the comments below. That's all I have for this video today, folks. Thank you all so much for tuning into the Second Street Marvel. If you're not already, please make sure you subscribe, click the little bell and all of that good stuff. You know, look at the links down in the, you know, just do all that stuff. You know how this works. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up or give it a thumbs down. You know, just do that stuff. While you're at it, make sure you tell a friend. Tell them to come hang out with us here on the Second Street Marvel. You all have a very good day. Have a great rest of your week. Go out to your local comic book shop if you're able to. Do curbside pickup or however you need. Read some awesome comics, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.